At the White House, there is an increasing focus on Syria's chemical weapons.
It's one of the largest programs in the world. They have the early chemical agents that were used in World War I, like mustard, and they have some of the most modern, like VX.
The main fear, that this government could use the weapons on their own people. The message from the White House, they're watching, likely with drones and satellites.
We have, as you know, repeatedly made it clear that the Syrian government has a responsibility to safeguard its stockpiles of chemical weapons, and that the international community will hold accountable any Syrian officials who fail to meet that obligation.
Another fear in this chaos, those weapons could be taken or given to forces hostile to the West. But experts say safely getting rid of chemical weapons like these requires ground forces. An airstrike could just send the poisons airborne. That is, if you know where they all are, which is unlikely.
They thought they had their hands around what was in Libya, but it turned out there was an area where there was a cache of chemical weapons that they were not aware of, and only came to light after Gaddafi fell.
And that is just the beginning of what the Obama administration might not know. The bigger question, according to former U.S. official Anthony Cordesman, is what happens to Syria, and not just its weapons, if the government of Bashar al-Assad falls.
I think if you look at what the administration does and says, it certainly responds to questions about chemical weapons when it has a press conference. And it is certainly acting prudently. But that's not the focus of major American policy speeches. That certainly wasn't the debate in the UN. And when people talk about instability in Syria, they're talking about both the internal problems and the external impact. Again, Lebanon, Iraq, Iran, the Gulf states, and Turkey. This is the primary focus.
The potential for so much more bloodshed, either from bullets or chemical weapons, clearly on the minds of leaders far away, as another day filled with death consumes the streets of Syria. Patty Culhane, Al Jazeera, Washington.